All right, hello everyone. Welcome to On the Menu. My name is Sarah Beth Harris, and I'm one of the program coordinators here for Research Triangle Foundation. Thank you for joining us in person today at the Frontier RTP, and if you're joining us online, we are glad that you're here as well. Today, we are here for On the Menu, Branding Your Story with Jessica Legale, but we have some other events going on at Frontier as well. One notably happens tomorrow. Instead of Out of Office, which is traditionally our happy hour networking event, we will be having RTP 180. This month, it's all about color. Every way you can think about color, any way that you interact with color, we'll talk about it. We'll have professionals that focus on it and share their perspectives and how they interact with color in their professional fields. We'll also have some really cool networking opportunities, including an artist that focuses in unique light, as well as life and sciences, who will be out here talking about how art or how color interacts with nature. So it's definitely a cool event. Unfortunately, we are sold out at the moment, but we have tickets opening up for people who are unavailable, so feel free to join the wait list. Additionally, on Tuesdays, we have our yoga during our 12 o'clock lunch hour, so you can join us weekly there for a relaxing flow. But today we are joined by Jessica Legale. She is a master of multiple crafts, wears many hats, but today she'll be wearing her branding hat to help all of us learn how to brand our story. So thank you for joining us today, and please help me welcome Jessica to the stage.
Okay. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. How are you tonight? Well, today, really. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so today we're going to be talking about branding your story. And by me, Jessica Legale, I like to think of myself as like your creative bestie, strategist, educator, director, so many other things. I'm so excited to meet you and meet all of you who are virtual. So you've got a story, and today I'm going to help you share it. What makes me unique is my dedication to understanding the soul of your why. I delve into the essence of your brand, uncovering its story, strengths, and aspirations. This intimate approach allows me to create tailored solutions that resonate with your audience, driving engagement and loyalty while your brand voice remains true to you. So, just a little background. I have a untraditional path to being creative. I graduated from UNC, so Tar Heels. Um, and when I graduated, I ended up in insurance. I worked at Blue Cross Blue Shield. I was doing escalation. So that's like if you were at the hospital and all of a sudden they said, "Oh, your insurance is lapsed," I had to go figure out why. And then it was like, "Oh, they didn't process a payment from like 3 months ago." And so now it's finally caught up, and then I would have to contact finance and do all those things. And so, when you just graduate, you're kind of trying to figure out like, well, this can't be it. This isn't everything I want to do for the rest of my life. And so then I got the opportunity to teach. So I'm also a previous teacher. So you will be seeing that throughout the presentation. And then I taught seventh grade for 4 years. I don't know if you know seventh graders, remember being in seventh grade, but it was a very tumultuous time for them and me, okay? And I got out of education prior to the pandemic. I started doing network marketing, and that's where I kind of learned to market. Of course, you have to make your own graphics and do all the things to market yourself for your products. And that's kind of where I fell in love with designing. I designed journals, websites, and so many other things. And of course, other people started saying like, well, how do you do this and how do you do that? So that's kind of how I got into what I'm doing now. So that's my path into being creative. Um, so I do want to let you know this is interactive. Again, the teacher in me has to have the I do, you do, we do aspect. Okay. So just giving you a heads up in case you are a person who does not like participating, I'll keep an eye out for you. All right, so before we jump into it, I want to hear about what brand or who is someone who has an amazing story and what part resonates with you the most. I'm asking.
Simone Biles.
Simone Biles. Okay, what part of her story resonates with you the most?
That she struggled in the last Olympics and came back.
Okay, I love that. Anybody else? I'll give you time to turn and talk to the people at your table, and then I can take two more. A story or a brand, any brand.
Tabitha Brown.
Oh, Tabitha Brown, yes. She does have an amazing story. Oh, twin. I love that for y'all.
John Legend.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Raven Juice.
Oh, yes, Craven Juice has an amazing story. Everyone should hear about it and also support her. Cold pressed juices. Okay, and I'll take one more from the audience. Yes. Martha Stewart, yes, she does have a very interesting story. And just seeing her brand from growing up when I was little into now is definitely amazing. Okay, so we got to hear about different people. What I want to hear is about you. So you personally. Okay, so you're going to take 2 minutes and share who you are to the person next to you. And if you're virtual, you're just going to take those 2 minutes and then you're going to share in the chat. So 2 minutes, turn and talk. You see a neck.
I went to undergraduate
That's pretty big. We love anyone.
Okay.
I'm looking to give away mine.
Right now, I'm trying to find something that is like the best.
So art together is a, yeah, so we go see art. Yeah, so I think that's really for.
Okay. It's been 2 minutes. Going around, I was able to hear so many people share different parts of their story. Very amazing to hear. And I know 2 minutes is not enough, I know, to share, but we're gonna have more time to talk in a second. Before we move on, I would definitely like to hear from you, who you are. So you mind if I say 2 people from the crowd and 1 from the chat, to tell me who you are. Oh, don't all jump at once. Okay, yes.
So my name is Frank. I go by I'm a children's book author,
Ooh.
and I published or started my journey on self-publishing in 2023. My first book, Getting Count Mommy, to really just give kids access to understand healthy living through an entertaining way. Oh, thank you. And also to foster that family dynamic and relationship in kids at a young age. And so now I'm on the journey of hopefully becoming a traditional published author in the next few years.
Oh, thank you so much. You said Francis. Thank you so much for sharing, Francis. I love that. 1 more from the crowd, and then we'll take 1 from the chat. Oh, don't be ashamed. Don't be shy. Thank you.
My name is Mally. I'm a vocational mental health counselor. Every week I try to do something difficult. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
In my, as a mental health counselor, I'm trying to do something new. I am a kind of therapist that you talk to about work. Whether you have anxiety or depression or stress, but I work with people in the context of work. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. And then Ms. Cassandra, one from the chat, if we have, I'm so sorry. So sorry.
This is Oprah Ruiz.
Asha Cerise, yes,
You know it?
yes.
I earned my pain purpose after experiencing childhood trauma, domestic violence, and divorce. Now I support women and young ladies on their journey of healing and self-love and self-discovery.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Asha. All right, thank y'all. Okay. So who in here struggled when asked to share their story? And you can be honest. I mean, I struggled at some point, right? Okay, well, you probably struggled because you kind of have to define your brand. So you need to find your who, what, and why. So who are you? What do you do? And what is important to you and who is your motivation? All right. So who am I? I'm Jessica Lee Gale. What do? I create bold personal branding for blossoming businesses. And my why is my baby. Her name is Josiah May. The little Jess. And also my grandmama. Her name is Irma May. They are my inspiration. One, because when you're little, you have so many dreams, and as you get older, you start to feel like those dreams are fading. Because you have responsibilities. But as a mama, I just wanted my baby to see me accomplish my goals and show her that she can do that too and still provide a life for herself. Um, my grandmom, she had an eighth grade education, but she raised 9 kids. They all matriculated off to college, and then they made sure that their kids went to college. And so that is inspiring enough to me because, odds were against her, but she still made sure that her kids and grandkids had all the opportunities afforded to them. And I just get to be creative, make beautiful things. I teach others, especially other Black women with small businesses, how to be seen by their tribe. So that's my why. All right. So now you have to figure out who is your ideal client. Raise your hand if you kind of already have an idea who your ideal client is. Okay, a few of you. I love that. So this should be easy. All right, so you're gonna take the next couple of minutes and you can work through with the person or the people at your table, and figuring out who your ideal client is. So when you begin your journey as an entrepreneur in any niche, you have to think about your target audience and who your ideal clients are. I know you're probably thinking, I know my ideal client is everybody, okay? And I'm here to tell you, friend, sweetie, boo, it ain't. Everybody's not your target audience. So you have to get very specific. So you need to figure out a name. So your ideal client that you're about to make up, they need a name, gender, age, level of education, occupation, income. How much are they making? Okay. Do they have kids? Are they in school? How do they look and dress? What is their profession? What other information can you tell me about your ideal client? What are their goals and values? What is their role in the purchase process? Are they the person who says, here's the card? Or are they the person who says, let me talk to my partner. Let me ask my mama. Let me call my brother. Let me call somebody else to decide whether or not I should purchase this. And we all know somebody like this. I'm like this. I call my mama and say, should I get this? And what would their objections be to your purchase, to purchase? So if you offering a service or a product, what would be their objection? Would it be, oh, this costs too much, or I don't have a need for this, or I don't like this particular service that you offer. So you have to think about all those things. So I'll give you about 3 minutes to work through this with the people at your table. And if you're online, you can work through it in the chat. You can start.
You want it like on the bottom? There, it will keep on popping up just
Oh,
because of everything.
Okay, that's good. I'll just come and look at this screen, like when I have to read something from the top.
And I keep the class, social media. Right now, I currently do that with.
Thank you.
It's always happening.
Okay. Okay, thank
Well, in the department I'm working in now. Yeah. I mean, this department is the most interesting research I've worked with. Sometimes it's really not interesting, very technical. What are your goals?
Your audience is also. Right?
Yeah.
I do still have an active, like, have so like, it's still in, like, it's. Yeah, yeah, I got a card.
Yeah, yeah.
Should be 1 million.
Well, I mean, the professional, and I can't.
Okay, go ahead and wrap up your sentences, wrap up your thoughts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much. If you haven't noticed, I measure time in teacher minutes, so it could be just at 3, over 3, under 3, just a guess. But I would love to hear about who your ideal clients are. I would love their names, occupations. Tell me a little bit about them, okay? Set the scene for me, please. Yes.
Thank you. All right. Everybody, I'm Grant, going down the list. Name, I came up with Moon Unit because that's one of Frank Zappa's kids.
Okay.
And I figured it also describes gender. That was a little tough, so I said cis female
Okay.
in there. Age 30 to 55, level of education, college grad and up. Occupation, work in tech, but really people who are heavy into technology and they rely on that for communications, both internally and externally.
Mm-hmm.
And the income is 75K and up, so they have a vested stake in it that they want to invest for themselves personally. That isn't like the Tim Robbins style, but isn't the PewDiePie level either.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, well, we're gonna take that one. I love it. And now that you all, everybody else has had a chance to think about their ideal client, now I want you to less dramatic, best way. Okay, now you have to think about their anticipated needs. So you probably heard it before. Some people like to call them pain points. But there's specific issues or problems that your prospective clients are facing. So knowing what they need and how you can be a solution will allow you to best reach them. So you already had the opportunity to talk about your ideal clients. Now you're going to turn and talk and answer the 5 questions on the side. So what does their business or life look like currently? What are they researching? So what are they looking up? You have to anticipate, their pain points or their needs. So, when you get on Google and you're looking for different things, think about those type of questions. How do they feel about their business or life? Are they happy? Are they stressed? Are they sad? Are they wanting to automize it? Are they wanting to monetize it? So thinking about that too. How are their needs showing up in their lives or their relationships? And where do they need support the most? So those are the top 5 questions. I want you to turn and talk for the next 3 minutes, and then we're going to jump back in it.
I think you might have enough room on the bottom that it may not.
Okay. Is it still on?
Yeah, it's just whenever I click the Zoom, it's
Okay.
like, make sure it's on. Yeah, if it's green, it's on.
Okay, okay.
I'll just make sure I click it, so it's right.
You're doing great.
What are they researching? How it matters. Like, he's showing relationships. Have some kind of fear.
Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. I was able to walk around and hear people delve into these questions and kind of go ahead and unlock their ideal clients' anticipated needs. Before we move on, of course, I would love to hear some of your responses to the question. So, who would like to share some of their clients' anticipated needs? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go through this quickly, 1 through 5.
Okay.
My name is Michael. I'm a realtor. Most clients who are looking to sell their home or buy a home are in pretty good financial shape and either have a lot of equity or have some sort of major life change coming up. They're usually researching what they're looking for, not just in a house, but in a neighborhood, what their life's gonna look like in the next 5 to 10 years. They feel either pretty secure about where they are in life, where they feel they can make a jump, or they're in a position where they have to make a jump. Fourth, their needs are showing up in sort of like the anxieties that they show both to their families, their friends, and to real estate professionals, whether that be me or inspectors or anyone else. And where they need support the most is they need help with sort of the minutia of the transaction from contract to close.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, I'm sure everybody else again had time to turn and talk. And of course, after this event, these are things that you're gonna keep and continue to pour into as you continue to do your brand your story. All right, so you've identified your ideal clients' anticipated needs. So you can now work on storytelling for your brand. So your stories have to be relatable, believable, and invoke emotions. So what do you think your followers already say about your brand, or what do they associate with you? I would love to hear. Okay. 1 minute, turn and talk. Think about it, and then we're gonna bring it back. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you wrap up your thoughts, I would love to hear responses from the chat. Ms. Cassie, could you please share those?
I don't have any.
None yet. Okay, thank you so much. Anybody else in here? What do you think your followers already say about your brand, and what do they associate with you? And if you don't have your brand established yet, that's okay. Like, you are a personal brand. So when I say brand, like you personally. So what do you think your followers say about you?
When I do presentations, the thing I hear the most is that they're inspired to do whatever the topic might be, and that's really why I do it.
Oh, I love that. So you're inspirational. Yeah.
All right, Latoya Millhouse says they love how I show up living a zestful life from modeling, dancing, and showing up on social media with my aim, affirmations, inspiration, and motivation.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Miss Latanja. It's sweet tea right there. Thank you so much for sharing what your followers say, and I can attest that is truly her. Okay. So now I want you to ask them. So you already have your phones out. Now I want you to post on your socials, what is my brand and what do you associate me with? Now this the teacher gave me a little homework. Little class work. And although we can't do anything with that right now, you're going to be able to use that later. What is my brand and what do you associate me with? Oh, you need it. Wrote it down. We're good. Okay. All right. Later on, if the responses are what you were hoping for, congratulations. Okay, round of applause. You did what you needed to do. If not, it's okay. It just means you should dive deeper into branding your story. So if your intentions, content, and vision aren't in alignment, we need to fix that ASAP. We want to know who you are and what you do when they see you. So you can do this by taking everything you've learned about your target audience. And then I was trying to read in between your target audience, and then establishing your brand pillars. So pillars are what you want to be known for when people see your content. So personally, I'm a mama, so I love when people know I'm a mama. I love just a lot of my content. I share my daughter a lot. I'm very family oriented. You can see my family here. I share a lot about us and our journey. I also think I'm a comedian, so I like to be funny from time to time on social. I love when people can see that and also see me being creative and also helping other small businesses grow and make them, make them public to the audiences. So those are my pillars. So I want you to turn and talk 5 pillars that you want to be known for on your socials. 1 minute. You can start.
So creative.
You thinking? Do you like fashion? You can like cooking, dancing, music, concerts, sewing. Yeah, so 5 things that you like that you would want people to know you for. Mhm.
Maybe we want, do the product, and work the.
Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And a way to help you determine what your pillars are think about 5 things that you enjoy, 5 things that you're good at, 5 things that, you are excited to share with the world. If you are a dancer, you can share that. If you love to cook, share that. That's a part of your story. When a lot of times I think people look at branding as it has to be professional, it has to be polished, but if that's not your brand, then that's not you. Okay, I definitely don't show up polished all the time. 90% of the time. Today was special. But yeah, think about those as you're trying to figure out your top 5 pillars. All right, so what are some examples of ways people have shared their brand? And I want to know which has been your most favorite and which is your least favorite. So think about anything you've seen on social from the time social started up until today at this moment where I'm asking you, what has been your most favorite way that they've shared their brand and their least favorite? I'll give an example. I love when Beyonce is about to announce something. She goes dark a little bit, you don't see her for a while, then bam, you see a horse. And something is coming. Okay, I love that. It keeps the people on their toes. I love it. So think about something like that and then turn and talk. I give you 1 minute and then we're going to bring it back. Thank you.
I don't like brands that just, you know, I don't like brands, a bunch of research, so they share the lab. But I don't like.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Please share an example of ways people have shared their brands. What was your most favorite and what was your least favorite?
I can give one I call ignore spamify as a least favorite. When somebody wants to connect with you as a brand, and then when you want to converse with them personally, they do nothing, but when they want to promote something, they're like, hey, girlfriend. So that's one of the worst. The best is when somebody actually engages you live stream, they post your questions, they call you out by name.
Oh, I love that. They add that personal aspect to it. Okay, another one.
Well, I was gonna say, with the Olympics just finishing up, I think a recognizable person brand was Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
So he showed up so well at the
Yeah.
Olympics, and you know, he's got a new album that's coming out. Troy's producing that. So I just think everything, the way he handled himself, the way he showed up, the way he communicated, it was just like, it was pretty iconic.
Right. I can agree. He was everywhere. He was all over the Olympics. This was the year of Snoop for sure. Okay, and another, I know someone mentioned, I did a test run of this last night. They mentioned lives. When people go live for a long period of time to promote something, because after a while they lose attention like within the live. So that's also something. Oh, yes.
Oh, this is just random. I'm thinking about when I was younger and like celebrity presences on social media were more personal and less like moderated by their PR team. Like you'd see celebrities just saying whatever they were thinking, which oftentimes didn't have good results in the end. But I remember like I found out a lot about celebrities that way. I thought it was really funny.
That's so true. This was way back in the day when, you know, we look back at Rihanna old tweets and we're like, girl, what was you had going on? Okay, so yeah, so again, we're sharing these because I want you to think of different ways of how you would approach your business based on your audiences and based on their needs. All right, so there are a lot of ways that you can share your story. So there are static images, so that's just pictures. So when you post a picture, that's considered a static image. It doesn't go anywhere. It's there. Carousels. So raise your hand if you love IG. Okay, we got a couple. So carousels are popular on IG. That just means you have multiple pictures that you share within that set, and then they could just swipe. Those are carousels. Videos. So long videos like vlogs. You know, I remember like when YouTube first came out, YouTube used to be fun. Okay, you could put anything on YouTube. It was a time, I'll tell you that. But now everything has to be a certain way to try to get monetized and all those different things. So that's also a different avenue that you can take. Short videos like TikToks and Reels, they're very well, you have your couple of seconds and then now they added minutes. So it just depends again on what you want to share. Lives, but then also you have text-based content. So are you the person that's very long-winded and then every post has like a novel? Or are you that person who's very like, you like to get to the point, you like to keep their attention with a quick catch? So thinking about text-based content as well. All right, so who should hear your story? Who do you think? Let me hear a response. One will do. Shout it out. Don't be scared. We're all friends at this point. Potential employers. We get one more. Customers. Okay. Everybody should hear your story. All right. So because of social media, we have so many ways that you can get your story in front of its intended audience, which is that target audience that you were looking for. There are so many ways you can weave your story into your day-to-day socials and allow your people to see who you are. So I would love to hear, what is your favorite platform and why? So I got one, Instagram.
Well, no, my favorite platform is TikTok.
Yes, TikTok is the bomb. Okay, can you tell me why?
Yeah, I think that there's such a diversity of types of content. So you have like really good, highly produced content, but then you can also have someone that's just in their kitchen talking. Like there's so many different types of ways to relate.
I do. I love that aspect too. Yes.
Like that, it's not just like a one-way negative, it's like it's more bi-directional.
Okay. I love that too. Yes.
I'd probably say the versatility of Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
just because you could do photos, carousels, short videos, longer videos, and
Mhm.
even allowing that stuff to transfer over to Facebook too.
That's true. You can cross post. All right. Anybody else? Okay. All right. So if you aren't too familiar with the platforms, and what type of content to post on each content, I like to break it down in a way that helps me in the form of my favorite shows, Living Single and The Golden Girls. So I know you're probably thinking, what does this have to do with social? I'm gonna tell you. All right, so Maxine and Sophia, just like Maxine Shaw's sharp wit and Sophia Petrillo's no filter zingers, Facebook is the go-to platform where everyone speaks their mind, shares their opinions, and isn't afraid to engage in a lively debate or two. It's where the experienced meet the outspoken, and there's never a dull moment in the feed. Okay, that is where you also have a lot of your old friends from like seventh grade that you only seen that time and then you ain't seen them again. But then they also seen them fall in love, have a baby, get divorced, and now they're living their best life, right? Then you also see your auntie on there commenting under all your posts, go look at my baby, cute, love it, right? Then you have those other people who comment under those AI photos like they're real, and you want to say this ain't a real picture, but you don't want to step on their toes. So you have a lot happening on Facebook. So when you're thinking about your content for Facebook, you have to be a lot more personal because people on there are a lot personal. So you can't get on there and not want to share yourself because people aren't going to be drawn to you. They're drawn to your story. Your audience, your ideal client, they're looking for you, not just your service. So thinking about that as you think about the type of content you want to share. So some pros and cons. It has a large user base. It has extensive ad targeted options. It was one of the first platforms to allow you to run ads. So, they did put in some time, working money into making sure that you can utilize that service. It's great for community building and engagement. Everybody has a Facebook group. Everybody has a page. Everybody has something on Facebook. Some cons, it decreases organic reach. So because it stays like within your friends, unless they share your content, that's kind of like a con. Often requires paid advertising to get significant visibility. Again, it stays within your friends, within, whatever network you set, the parameters you set. So you do have to kind of get that paid advertising to reach the audiences that you want to reach. And less active users within the younger generations. I'm a millennial, and then the older generations, I think we love Facebook. We started with Facebook, but younger people, sometimes they don't see the what they call it, the rizz of Facebook, but I love it. It's my house. But if younger generations aren't your target audience, then that doesn't matter. That won't affect you. All right, Instagram. That's Miss Blanche Devereaux and Regine Hunter. They are the epitome of style and flair, making them the perfect match for Instagram. With their love for glamour and a knack for turning heads, they would be right at home on a platform that's all about aesthetics, fabulous selfies, living your best life, most picturesque life. Right. So when Instagram first came out, it was very much like an open diary. You would take a picture of your food and you were like, hey, Mexican today, take a picture of the outside, like it's sunny outside. But over time, it evolved to now you have to have like a full production team. You have to have the filters, the makeup, the glam, and that's what gets the attention. And so some pros today is that it's highly visual platform. So raise your hand if you sell a product or you want to sell a product. Okay, awesome. So Instagram is definitely the place for you. You could like post your pictures of your product. So when people find your page, all they have to do is stroll and it's there. Great for brands with strong visual content. Are you a type of brand that you love sharing inspirational quotes? You know, do you share books, journals, all those things? Features like stories, reels offer creative ways to engage with audiences. So here, your stories, you can set it to anybody. So anybody, when they come to your page, they can watch. For reels, anybody, they can see that anyway. Some cons can be, it can be highly competitive. Again, it's all about aesthetics. So the people with the, you know, most glamour tend to get the most likes. It requires high quality visuals. I definitely cannot share a picture I took in 2009 on my little Sanyo flip phone and think I'm gonna get a couple likes now in 2024. They prefer crisp, clear, clean. And it's less effective for text-heavy content. If you're that person who loves to share novels like you do on Facebook, that's not gonna apply on Instagram. People don't want to read it. They just want to see it, like it, and keep going. But the good thing about Instagram too is that you can cross post, like he said, to Facebook. So you can share a lot of those to Facebook as well. All right, LinkedIn, to my lady who loves the LinkedIn back here. Miss Dorothy Bornak with her no-nonsense wisdom and Khadijah James with her entrepreneurial spirit are the LinkedIn of their groups. Professional, straightforward, and always on point. They represent the network where achievements speak louder than words and where the career-minded gather to make things happen. So LinkedIn is it's a very professional place. When LinkedIn first started, when I was in college, it was more so like share your resume, you can get a job. But now it's turned into like who can come up with the most like leadership posts, who can come, you know, the best CEO and all those different things. So it's definitely evolved over time. So if you are sharing your brand on LinkedIn, you want to share your growth on LinkedIn, you want to share your wins, like, you know, what have you done professionally? You want to share all those things. You are going to attract a lot of different people. Your target audience may be there. Also, people who want to invest in you and your dreams may be there. For example, Sarah found me on LinkedIn. Okay. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too much of a fan of LinkedIn because it is so professional, but it is great to be able to utilize all the platforms. Okay, pros and cons. So, best platform for business to business marketing. It allows for networking with other professionals, ideal for thought leadership content. Cons, generally more expensive for advertisement. It's kind of crazy for advertising. Less casual content and primarily business oriented. But if your brand is professional, then that's all you. Okay. If you're like me, you kind of have to figure out like how to tailor your content on LinkedIn to fit that vibe there. All right, and TikTok, a fan favorite. Sinclair James and Rosen Island are the sweet and endearingly quirky as TikTok's endless stream of creative and sometimes bewildering content. Their imaginative and often whimsical outlook on life captures the essence of TikTok, where you're free to be as unconventional and as joyful as you please. TikTok is a free for all. Okay, so you can be professional if you would like, you can be silly if you would like. There's a lot of different aspects and avenues that you can go to share who you are and your services. Um, I'm trying to think of an example. There are a lot of pages who do like the inspirational videos, and so you'll look at those, and they are like in a neutral setting, and they have the music going on. And then, like she said, there's somebody in the kitchen burning up hot dogs, and a dog and cat running around in the background, and then they have millions of likes. So it just depends. You don't have to be as polished on this platform. I think a lot of people overthink it. They're like, oh my goodness, I can't, you know, TikTok, I can't make a TikTok. You can get up there and talk today, and then all of a sudden you're viral tomorrow. So it's all about just getting started. So some pros, it's a fast growing social media platform. So it started right like at the beginning of COVID, and now like TikTok, it's caused so much controversy in what the matter of 4 years. So it's still forever growing. It's great for viral content. So again, you can post anything and go viral. And it's not like famous people go viral. Anybody can go viral a couple times. Very engaging with high level of user interaction. On some cons, the demographic is skewed towards younger audiences, which might not be suitable for all brands. However, there are a variety of ages on the platforms. Content creation requires more creativity and trend awareness. So you have to be on top of the trends. So you have to know what's going on. So right now it's what's that trend? Is it give me my money? I'm not too, keen on that trend, but people love it. They eat it up. So you have to stay on top of the trends. But also it can be time consuming. So if you have not opened up TikTok, I promise you, if you do, you're gonna be on there for hours. That's not something that you can just open it up and you're like, let me just look at a quick little TikTok. No, baby, you're gonna be on there. It's gonna be Thursday. I'm telling you. And if you are the person who does the marketing, does your branding, you do your website, you come in with the ideas, you the finance person, you wear all the hats in your business, TikTok is probably going to be the last thing you want to do because it requires so much time. All right, so in review, we've learned how to define your brand. You've determined your ideal clients and audiences. You've honed in on your pillars. You've figured out multiple ways to share your story. You've differentiated various platforms while weighing all the pros and cons. Now, before we go, I want to hear who is someone that has an amazing story. 30 seconds. Okay. The person with an amazing story is you. What I did there, full circle. But again, we were able to kind of tap into your who, your what, your why, your ideal clients. We were able to look at the different platforms and figure out, okay, what type of posts, what type of content could you be posting on there to cater to them, to get them to come to you, to provide the services, to provide all the goods and all those things. So you are also somebody who has an amazing story. So as you go out and continue to grow your brand, always keep these little nuggets at the forefront of your mind so that you can attract the people who are meant to support you. All right, because you all have amazing stories and all have amazing businesses and lives that you're going to impact. So thank you so much. So now we have time for questions. Yeah. Oh, I forgot all about Twitter. Well, I didn't forget. It's just not a favorite to me anymore. But X is very much that's also kind of a free for all. You can definitely post there. Well, now you can post longer content. Back in the day, it was only 140 characters. But now you can share a lot of different articles. You can share fun facts about your business. So it all depends on the vibe you're going for and your own personal brand. But if you are heading more on a professional lane, then kind of keep the personal and the politics to yourself because when you are trying to put yourself out there, people will go back and find your Twitter account and all those things and say, don't support this person because she said X, Y, and Z. So yeah, but if if you're lighthearted, you're fun, continue to, share those things on X. And X and Facebook and TikTok are one of the best platforms that people use to kind of educate themselves. So also, again, be informative, evoke emotion, all those things that we talked about today. Yes.
What's one big thing you've learned on your journey from starting your business to where you are today?
One thing I've learned is being myself. I think when you start a business, and you're trying to figure out how to share your story, you look at everybody else's story and you're like, well, their story is good. I don't have anything to share. Like mine is not all that good. And it took me years to kind of be confident in my story and where I've come from and what I've been through and all those things. And to be willing to vocalize it because you have a great story, but a lot of times you don't know how to share it. And so figuring out like what parts to share that relate to people, and also figuring out what parts to keep for myself. Because when you put everything out in the public, people think they know you. or they don't. And so just figuring out what narrative you want to create while still being true to you. So that's what I've learned over the years. Thank you. Right. Question? Yes.
How does some of this information translate to branding yourself not on social media?
Ooh, personally, in public. It's a good question. I think it also it depends on how you carry yourself in conversations with other people. Whether that's friends, coworkers, anybody you meet on a regular, just like our regular interactions, like when I said turn and talk and share something about yourself, what was it that you initially shared? Was it something initially about your business? Was it something about a personality aspect? Was it something about your family? So thinking about your own personal brand, what do you show up as when you are around other people? Anybody else? Oh, thank you so much.